What's up, people? I just left the gym working out, and I just saw some things in there that made me think about the Kingdom Hall back in the day. Like, I mean, not exactly parallel, but no matter what gym I've ever been in, I always the same type of people that are in there working out, the same group. I mean, there's lots of different people, but you always have these certain roles, these certain different individuals. So the first one is a super serious workout dude. Like, he's super serious. He's like in there, like every little set he does, he's like, "Nah, nah," and he's slamming the stuff down in the ground. You know, he's walking around flexing, looking in the mirror, like after every little rep he does. He's serious, man. He's probably in there like 3 hours, and he's just in there lifting weights for the whole 3 hours. It's kind of crazy. So that's like the first one. The second one you have in every single gym you ever go to is the pervert. So the pervert, you gotta. Sometimes they're subtle. You gotta watch them, because every time a lady goes by in her yoga pants, they wait. They look straight, like they're not gonna look. And as soon as they pass them, their eyes drop down and they just watch the yoga pants and the women walk by. And they don't really care, like, if someone else sees them. Like, if you catch them looking, they'll look right at you, like they won't even smile or nothing. They're just like, so, And then the next girl walks by and they're just like, and they'll spend their entire time there just staring at women in the yoga pants. And of course, in exercising nowadays, most women have on the yoga pants. So they don't even work out all that much. They'll like sit on a machine and just like watch people walk back and forth with the yoga pants on, and they'll just stare at them. They normally don't even say much to the women. They might just say something like, "Hey, how you doing?" Something like that. But they normally just stare, like they come to the gym to stare at women. Then the third person you got is like the completely confused person. They have no idea how any of the machines work or how any of that goes. They're just completely confused. They're lifting the lightest weight, and they're sitting on the machine backwards in the wrong way, and they're like, twisting their arms wrong ways, and the machine's pulling them back. And then they do that for a couple minutes. They look around and they get up and just go to another machine, and they do the same thing where it's just a completely confused workout. You see that in every gym that you go to. Another person that you see, it could be a guy or a girl, but they're sitting there constantly playing on their phone. They're doing very little working out and more just watching videos. And they'll sit there laughing, they'll watch video and they'll laugh. They'll be texting, they'll text the next person. Before you know it, like, they get up off the machine they were on and they didn't even do anything. Like, I guess they forgot, and they just go sit on another machine, start texting, playing on the phone, watching videos, and they don't do anything there. So they're there for like an hour with no workout taking place. You know what I mean? They're just playing on the phone. So that's at every gym I've ever been at. That every single one I've ever been at, no matter what city I'm in or what gym I go to. So those are some, constants at every gym. So it got me to thinking about constants that you have at every single Kingdom Hall. No matter, I was a member of like 4 different congregations, I think, over the years, and I frequented a lot more Kingdom Halls. Going with friends and family, and people that I knew, going to see talks and different things. So I've probably been to probably 30 to 40, probably like 40 different congregations over the years, just going, for different reasons. But I was a member of 4 or 5, I think. But you get these roles at every single Kingdom Hall, at every congregation. You again get the pervert. So they act a little different at the Kingdom Hall, but you still, I've always, every congregation I've been a part of, you get that pervert. So the pervert, that the ones that I saw, they'd be like, ha ha ha, So like, if a young girl comes and visit from another congregation, or not even young, but usually it's a younger girl, and they're normally an older guy, but they're like, oh, look at that there, And I used to have this one brother, his name was Brother Blake, and he used to just like, me and a couple of my boys, he'd be like, come here. We'd come over, he'd be like, look over there in the blue, we'd look like, he'd be like, what you think about that? He was trying to entrap me to say something. I'd be like, man, I don't think nothing about it. I don't even feel comfortable looking over there. But like, all the sisters, like, they be staring at them, even some married ones. Sometimes they wouldn't say nothing, they just be looking. Sometimes they be caught looking, like in a trance, like locked in, and then you look at them and they hurry and turn away. Or they say, if you catch them, you lock eyes with them, they feel like they gotta like acknowledge you. So they're like, oh, hey, how you doing, man? Hey, what's going on? Good to see you, but you caught them staring at the butt. You know what I mean? So you see, every congregation I was in, I would see that pervert there somewhere, every single time. Every congregation I was in, we also had an anointed person who no one believed was really anointed. Like, no one believed it but them. But the elders can't really tell an anointed person that they're not anointed. So they always say it's like that person's conscience. That person will know that's a relationship between them and God. So they can't say, hey, you're not anointed. They could counsel them and meet with them, but they couldn't say, hey, don't partake. You're not anointed. So we had like a couple different ones, different congregations. Like one of them, the guy had just become a Jehovah's Witness. Like he came from like, a Baptist church, and he believed he was going to heaven. And as he was studying, he was like, oh, so there's a chance I can still go to heaven. And the person was trying to explain it to him. The moment they got baptized, next memorial, they were like, boom, I'm anointed. And everybody's looking at him like, man, why are you eating that? Why are you drinking that? But no one believed they was anointed, but he believed he was anointed. We also, in another congregation I was in, we had this lady who was kind of quiet. She was really kind of like a hermit, kept to herself, barely talked to anyone. She barely went out on field service. Like, she would come to the meeting like 1 minute before the meeting started, and always sit in the same little general area, didn't really talk to a lot of people, and she would get up and leave right after the meeting was over. So she was really kind of like a loner, which you don't see a lot, in the Jehovah's Witness religion. Usually the way they kind of catch everybody in is the love bombing and the social aspect. But she was anointed. Like, she would, at the memorial every time, and everybody in the congregation would be watching to see if she for real gonna, partake again. And she would do it every time. But every congregation I've been in, we had some anointed person who no one believed was anointed. No one at all believed it. We also had, in every congregation I was been in, an elder who didn't really elder. Sometimes it's just that maybe they had been an elder for a long time and they had gotten old and they really couldn't like physically have any responsibilities. They were just kind of there. We had one elder, he really couldn't even talk too much anymore. He like talked in like a grumble. I mentioned him like in one of my videos talking about people giving comments, but he would just like, and you would go up to him and say, hey, how you doing? That's all he would say. He always sat in the back, like he had someone who would help him come in and help him leave. Like, I don't know if there's rules. I thought there was rules, like when you can't, like when your health gets in the way, you can't be an elder anymore, but I guess they just let him keep being an elder. But there's been other situations where they're like elders who are like, I guess maybe they're newer elders, and they like are trying to fit in with people who aren't elders, so they don't really act like an elder or behave like an elder. They just want to be one of the boys or whatever. But there always seems to be at least one elder who doesn't really elder too much. It just seems out of place. Every congregation I've been in, there was always like, sometimes it could also be that anointed person, but there's always like that person who kind of talks to themselves, and they're like, they wear maybe some clothes that are like disabled, shirt untucked, and they're out of whack with things. 3 of them that were in the congregations I was in actually ended up going to Bethel, so I guess that says a little bit, but they just always seem like, a little bit out of it, like something was going on. But every congregation I've been in, that's been the case, and they normally, though, are very intelligent and give very detailed talks, but it just seems like they're very, very socially awkward. They don't even seem to be like overly spiritual, but they're always very intelligent. But there was always that one person in every congregation I can think of. And then the last person that's in every congregation is a person that is super spiritual, but normally wrong. Like, they're so adamant about things that they've read in publications or things that they've read in the Bible, and they'll point you to a scripture and they'll be wrong, or they'll have biblical views or what they think are witness views, and then you'll talk to them about what's actually in the Bible, what's in the publication, and you come to find out they're wrong, and they're just like, oh wow, I thought I thought it said this, or I could have swore it must have been another book. But they're so dedicated to their thoughts of what reality is, but it's every congregation I was in, we had a person like that, where they always thought they were right. And then when they go looking stuff up, they can never find it. Sometimes they just keep looking. Oh, it's here somewhere. I'm gonna find it, and they can just never find it because they were so adamant about thoughts that just weren't there. You know what I mean? But that's the things I've noticed in all the different congregations I've been in. You always get those steady people. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple, but as I was working out and looking around at everybody in there, seeing those different roles that's always in every gym, just made me think about all the different roles in every congregation every time. Just thought it'd be funny, something to share. Y'all have a good day. Leave a comment, send me an email. I'm always open to talk to anybody.